So today is the day, guys. We're finally putting together our C-notch, and we have a little surprise behind us. So we have a 14-inch DeWalt chop saw. This saw is designed for metal. I've never used one before. If you remember the last video that we did on building the legs, actually, I don't even know if I did a video on that. Let me grab one of them. I'll show you what we did. So you guys may have not seen this. I can't remember if I did a video on them, but I built these legs, and then we welded some casters on the bottom, and these mount to the very bottom of the frame so that we can use the actual frame that we built and we can maneuver it around. But this was a pain in the butt to cut through 1/4-inch steel with a grinder, and that's how we made these. So hopefully, with this new tool that we have, I'll bring it over here, give you guys kind of an idea what we got. It's a 14-inch DeWalt chop saw. We also have a Diablo metal cutting blade. It comes with one inside here. We're going to go ahead and unbox it and show you what we have. So here's our blade. So to kind of take that out of the way, cut her open. I'm as excited about this thing as I hope you guys are. We have needed one of these for ever since we started this project, but I've needed one for a long time. So I'm glad that we have it. It's definitely going to be needed. So it's basically just cardboard on top. It looks like it's recycled cardboard. It's kind of like that really lightweight cardboard. A little plastic on top. And here comes the crown jewel. There she is, in her glory. Let me set it up over here. We'll have you get a closer look. There we go. Just gonna take it. I got the owner's manual right here. You know, us men, we never read these anyway. And some silica salt if you're hungry. It's got a couple nice protective rubber bushings here on the bottom. We'll just get rid of those. And I think for the most part, we'll probably keep this on this cart so that we can maneuver it around. When we get our actual metal table, welding table built and completed, we'll probably mount it to that, or at least make it somewhat removable. Not very familiar with it, never used one like I said, but I do know that we need one. I've used chop saws in the past, but never used one like this. So I imagine there's some sort of a lock that holds it in place. And this is a really cool feature here. So it has to back it up a little bit, it has this flip lever with threads right here. Now this is a metal piece, it's not plastic or nylon, it's actual metal. And you can remove this in and out. Makes it really nice, and then when you get close to where you want it, you just flip that down and you can tighten it by hand. Really cool feature about this. It's got a guard. Sorry about that. Got my leg in the way here. So it's got a guard that protects the blade. Get a little closer for you guys. I don't have a lot of room here, so just trying to figure this out at the same time I share it with you guys. So it looks like there's a pin right here. I'm going to push this down, and that pin will allow this to open all the way up. And then what we can do, let me grab a little piece of metal. So this is a standard 2x4. Anybody knows about 2x4s, they're not technically a 2x4. They're a 1.5 by a 3.5. But that's a 2x4, and this is what our frame is built out of. So the inside dimensions is 2 inches across by 4 inches by a 1/4-inch steel, and that's pretty solid metal to cut through, which makes this going to be really nice for us. And we can just set this up on this fence like that, bring that close, flip that down, and we can tighten that down, and we can chop our metal. So I'm going to fire it up, plug it in, and do a little test spot and see how she does. So I got this locked down. I got the fence locked at 0 degrees, so this should cut completely square. And let's see how long it actually takes to go through this metal. We'll do a real-time cut here. Blue breaker. So I'm going to need to plug it straight into the wall. Alright guys, so in closing, is this saw the right saw for you? I don't know. But I do know that this blade is crap. This is a disposable blade, and when I mean disposable, as soon as you open the box, throw this in the trash. This is worthless. I noticed a huge difference when I went with the Diablo, and it was only like $6. It wasn't very expensive, but it seems to do a lot better. Will it cut through this big heavy steel? No. You'll have to be there. You're probably going to burn up the motor if you go through, try to cut it with this type of metal. I think the grinder is actually a little bit more successful with that. But will it cut your tube steel? Yeah, I think it'll cut that just fine. Will it cut your square tubing? Yeah, as long as it's the thinness, I think you'll be just fine. So in closing, will this work for you? That's completely up to you. I bought it with the mindset that it was going to work really well to cutting that big square tubing, but kind of a huge letdown for me. I'll probably still keep it around the shop because I'm always needing to cut smaller pieces of metal. And it did work pretty well. I thought it cut, and it's actually pretty cold right now, so it cut that pretty good. And so I will keep it around just for that, because I have a lot of pieces of steel this thickness that I need to cut. You know, building the frame horns like we did, everything that we're going to need for this truck. But huge letdown. So I'm a little discouraged that it's not going to cut through that thick metal, but I do have a plan for that too. So there's a lot of things we still need to cut with this. So anyway, will the DeWalt work for you? That's completely up to you. This isn't a review. It's not a product placement. It's not an endorsed video. It's just, I bought this. I need to know if it's going to be efficient for us. It's not. But I will still use it around the shop. So anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. We are working on the C-notch. That will be our next video that you guys will see on YouTube as we start cutting and getting all the pieces formed up and put together. So we'll see you guys next week. Please rate, subscribe. Talk to you later.